AEW has been shut down. A lot of stuff you guys got to know about what's happening with AEW, how this will impact AEW, because it's pretty big. So we're going to talk about it right here, right now, on Destination Pro Wrestling.
You have arrived at your destination.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Ango, at Tango with Ango on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you guys for stopping by, and thank you for 25,000 subscribers right here on YouTube. It's been an incredible journey, and honestly, I am super happy to see all the amount of support you guys leave me on a daily basis. The ones who are constantly leaving comments, I'm looking at you. Thank you guys constantly for interacting with the channel. Appreciate you big time. But enough about me, enough about DPW. We got to talk about AEW. Destination Pro Wrestling is here to tell you that AEW has been shut down by the state of Georgia. Now, what this actually means is that AEW does not have the ability to film any more content in the state of Georgia during this lockdown. Now, as you guys know, every state, or almost every state at this point, is quarantined for X amount of time. The state of Florida recently made that decision, which obviously hurt WWE and AEW, because AEW was taking place at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, WWE obviously in the Performance Center of Orlando. So therefore, AEW moved location to Georgia, which, if you guys didn't know, the area in which AEW was filming is QT Marshall's training facility. So this training facility was turned into an episode of AEW Dynamite. And they did a really, really good job, by the way. Like, let's just give credit to where it's due. AEW did a phenomenal job of turning that little stadium. I don't even want to call it a stadium, but it kind of felt like a stadium in some regard. They turned that into like an arena, you know? But ultimately, the state of Georgia has shut down. They have put in a stay-at-home order. So this executive order is effective for X amount of time, in which AEW cannot record any footage. Now, there's a reason why this is a big deal, and that's because a lot of states are following suit. WWE, for the most part, has been exploring the option of just calling it right now, calling it quits. AEW, on the other hand, it's been speculated that they will do the same, but they are potentially looking to film in another area, and nobody really knows where that's going to be. But in the meantime, AEW cannot film Dynamite. Now, it's been said that AEW has actually filmed content for at least a week or two worth of footage. We know that they filmed the Jake Hager versus Jon Moxley World Championship match. But nobody knows how they're going to actually put this out there, because everything being pre-taped, for one, it's kind of a concern. But number two, another issue that we all got to keep in mind with is, all right, if they upload 2 more weeks of Dynamite, what are they going to do after? Now, I know some of you guys are saying, hey, this quarantine may not last for long, but we're kind of in a situation, honestly, where we just simply don't know. And I could talk about my experience as somebody who lives in Michigan, because just a few days ago, they were talking about the quarantine or the lockdown being lifted possibly by Easter. They were saying that it's possible that this may have been, done with. And then yesterday, Town Hall, they're saying, hey, this might be like 3 to 5 weeks until we see a peak. So everybody's lives are impacted at this point. And that's kind of why I'm bringing you guys content too. I really just want to help everybody kind of deal with this. It is what it is at this point. But we're seeing a lot of stuff happen right now where everybody's lives have changed. And more specifically, I'm not sure if AEW and WWE, being as big as they are, can get around this. AEW being shut down in Florida, yeah, it hurt them, but they were able to find a solution out in Georgia. Now they can't do it in Georgia. So what is the next step? The state is not allowing them to go through with this. Now, somebody did mention on my social media, and I saw this on Twitter, the idea would be that perhaps WWE and AEW might be granted some sort of exclusion to the stay-at-home order. I don't know if that's possible. I guess anything is considered possible. But when it comes to essential businesses, pro wrestling is not essential. As a pro wrestling fan, I truly enjoy watching wrestling, and so far it's been pretty essential to all of us at home who need some form of entertainment. But yeah, it's not. We're at a situation where this is not essential, obviously. I don't know what kind of health precautions AEW has taken. I know Stephanie McMahon kind of went public for WWE, and they are doing some very, very extreme measures to make sure that it is safe at the Performance Center. And even with those precautions, there still hasn't been any sort of announcement of the state of Florida granting them any sort of exclusion. The thing here is it seems that AEW and WWE are trying to get government exclusions based on the fact that they are kind of like a news company. So if you guys see like the news companies, journalists, they are working because they are essential to deliver the news. I don't know how AEW and WWE can get that exclusion, but nonetheless, that is something that's been said that they are trying to do. AEW is shut down, and it sucks, man. I think they've done a really good job, first and foremost, with every piece of content they've done, and I think WWE has too. And I see a lot of people are using this as a time to bash AEW or bash WWE. You guys want to consider me a wrestling journalist, like that's cool, but I just simply deliver my opinions on this stuff. On one hand, I love what they're putting out, but on the other hand, I just wish this quarantine stuff was just done with at this point. I think like it would just be so much better if, like, I don't know, we didn't have some pandemic that was happening and affecting everybody globally. But at the end of the day, it is what's happening. We all kind of got to deal with it. Stay inside, wash your hands, take all the precautions as possible to be healthy and safe. But at the end of the day, this is WrestleMania week. And I really do feel for those who were planning on going to WrestleMania week. I think when you look at like all of the amazing independent stuff that's been happening, or that could have been happening this week, I think it sucks. I think so many people have been impacted by this, businesses. I've said this a million times, but at the end of the day, we just kind of got to do our part, and who knows what's going to happen, honestly. Like, I would like to think that maybe eventually pretty soon we could see a resolution, but who knows? Who really knows? But for now, AEW is shut down, and I don't know. I'm actually clueless. Like, how can they recover after this? How can WWE recover after this? A lot of uncertainties. I just don't know how they could. I know that they're going to bounce back, but is it going to get to the point where it derailed so much momentum? And I think that is probably one of the only reasons why AEW and WWE are still producing content, because they have a little bit of momentum and they are there for everybody who needed some form of entertainment, especially when none of the sports organizations did it. But I think that's kind of the problem that we've run into. I think at this point, we just don't know what to expect. And I don't know, man. I really don't know. Hopefully AEW finds a way around this, but I don't think, I don't know if there's another state that AEW can go to. And for some people, they're saying it's only a matter of time until there's a federal lockdown put in place. So if there's a federal lockdown in the United States, that means every state is literally shut down with no travel, nothing like that. So I'm very, very curious to see what happens. I'm curious to see what AEW's next step is. But here on Destination Pro Wrestling, guys, I will keep you updated throughout the process. And I will keep you guys updated on all pro wrestling news. Guys, I've said this before. I'm done looking at viewership. I am done looking at numbers. I want to hit 100,000 subscribers. That is the goal. The only way I could do that is by building a genuine relationship with all of you guys who are supporting the channel. So we've hit 25,000. The goal is 100,000. 75,000 to go. We're going to keep working for that goal, guys. And most importantly, don't forget, as we hit that goal, we're going to give back to you guys, the community. And just to let everybody know as well, if you are involved in indie wrestling, referee, wrestler, whatever it may be, you guys are trying to sell some merch or whatever it may be, just let me know. I will be happy to advertise, no cost to you. Just trying to do my part in helping everybody in the industry. Obviously, it's a tough time, but with AEW being shut down, WWE being shut down, I don't know what's next, but I will be watching those shows. I will be covering those shows on this channel as long as they're still producing it. So That's it for me today on Destination PW, guys. It's your boy Ango. And don't forget, make sure you guys click that subscribe button, ring that bell. This way you could get notified on all of the latest content right here on DPW.
You have arrived at your destination.